Hello, guys, and welcome back to Sarcastic Remarks alongside Chris. My name is Ryan. We are the most sarcastic and remarky Stars podcast of all time. As always, we thank our sponsors, DraftKings Sportsbook, Game Time, and also Raycon. Use that promo code THPN the next time you are there using their services for a special little discount or maybe even some freebies there. Chris, Dallas Stars win by a final score of 7-1. They score more touchdowns than the Dallas Cowboys do, and I'm feeling a lot better about my life after that game from Saturday. How are you doing?
Yeah, that's officially an appropriate response. I mean, they absolutely laid an egg against the Jets. There's no other way to put it. Sucked it up, stank it up. This is the only way to respond against a bad team that they played tonight. And yeah, the Penguins played bad, but the Stars also played really well, too. So they did what happens when a team plays really bad against a team that's playing really good, and they got slaughtered. So took care of business. That's the right response.
So let's put like a percentage on it, if you would, for me, because for me, I felt it was more the Penguins were just that bad than the Stars were that good. But I'm not trying to take away from what the Stars did, but like a bantam team could have gone in there against the Pens tonight and won with the way the Stars did. So put a percentage on it. Like, is it like 50? Are you like dead even, like 50-50? Are you 60-40, 40-60?
I'm dead 50-50, I think. I mean, the Penguins obviously sucked. I mean, you saw all the odd man rushes, even as the game progressed, which, like, after the first period, I figured, okay, they're going to lock it down and at least play some defense here. They didn't even do that. I mean, they kept letting up odd man rushes. But the Stars were also scoring all of it, everything. That's the way you score 6 goals in one period. You score every chance you get, and they did. So you got to give them credit for that, too. And the plays they were making were really, gorgeous plays. It wasn't like the Penguins were passing them breakaways over and over again. Stars had to make some good plays too, and they did that. And they like I said, took care of business is what tonight was.
So lots of things to get into here tonight. That's just a quick summary of kind of what happened in this game. It was basically a butt whooping, as chat is talking about right now. But let's start at the very beginning of the game. And this was something that I'll be honest, I was surprised that Pete DeBoer made this decision. But Pete DeBoer takes Matt Dumba out. And I'm not surprised in the fact because he was flat out terrible in the game on Saturday, Chris. I don't know if you got a chance to watch a lot of it, but the first 2 goals, especially the second one, were 100% terrible byproducts of Matt Dumba. And it was dumb decisions by him in his own defensive zone. And he gets benched tonight. He gets the healthy scratch. You throw in Smith, and Smith, I mean, it was a little uncharacteristic in the ways that he got it, but he got points tonight, and he was halfway to Miro Heiskanen's totals before Miro Heiskanen got 2 goals tonight. So what did you think about the decision from Pete DeBoer overall? Are you surprised that he took him out because he is a veteran? What do you think?
Yeah, I kind of have the same reaction as you. Like, it's fully deserved that he got taken out tonight, but I figured we would see Lyubushkin move up to the top pair before we saw Dumba get a healthy scratch. And DeBoer just had big balls and took him out completely. There's no other way to put that either. I mean, that's a big time move. That's why he gets paid the big bucks. And I like it. I think that's the right move because Lyubushkin is excelling in his role as the second pair guy. I don't really want to risk that by trying to elevate him. I think he's where he's supposed to be, and he's doing his job correctly, and he's playing very well. Dumba's supposed to be the guy to play on the top pair, and he's not doing it. So we shouldn't punish Lyubushkin by trying to force him into a spot where he's not going to excel, it is my guess. So I like the decision. Dumba's got to play better, obviously, and heck, what game is this? We're 14 games into a 2-year deal. I mean, he's not looking great so far. He's already getting healthy scratched. This early is crazy, and it's deserved. He has not played good, and he hasn't even played half of these games.
In his defense, he is with a brand new team, and we saw how that affected Mason Marchment 2 years ago. And last year he was excellent. We saw how Pavelski did with his in his first year. He was not good until after the the COVID pause. He was incredible in the bubble, and then after that, he was just fantastic every year after that. So I'll give him a little bit of, I don't know, a little bit of, I can't think of the word right now, but you know what?
Leeway.
Leeway. Thank you. With all of that, but at the same time, he absolutely needs to play better, and he needs to make better decisions with the puck and away from the puck when he takes these stupid penalties.
I don't give him the leeway because Suter and Pavelski both came from teams that they were with for almost their whole careers. Dumba's been doing this. He's been bouncing around teams. This isn't new to him. Going into a new place and trying to learn a new system, it's not new. He should be able to do this. And he's playing with one of the best defensemen in the NHL in Miro Heiskanen.
And causing problems for him.
And he's causing problems for him. And I'm not going to say it's the reason that Miro's points are down so far this season, but it sure can't help.
That's fair. That's fair to say. It's very fair to say. Obviously, the other part of that is the power play, which also has not been very good this season. It's been so hot and cold, it's ridiculous. But before I get into Miro Heiskanen in a little bit, I want to talk about the D pairings tonight as a whole. That I was like you. I was fully expecting Lyubushkin to get elevated to that top pairing and see Dumba still in the lineup, but in a third pairing role. And that was not at all what Pete DeBoer did tonight. And, you know, it makes complete sense what he did. He throws Miro back on the right side. Esa Lindell is elevated to that top pairing. And then you've got Harley, Lyubushkin, and then you've got Smith and Lundqvist, who Lundqvist still, again, he's kind of like Lyubushkin in the way that he's playing really well right now, but do you want to take that risk and elevate him higher in, you know, him not play as well and then he loses his confidence? So anyways, I thought the pairings were very good tonight. Maybe this is what we need to stick with for a while. And, you know, maybe Dumba comes back in for Nils, but that's not really fair because Nils has played really well. And maybe we just see a bottom pairing of two right-handed defensemen for a while.
The problem is that we have to put Dumba back in pretty soon because the answer right now is that Dumba has to figure it out. He's got a 2-year deal. He's getting paid almost $4 million a year. That's the answer, is he has to figure it out. And we're still earlier in the season. He's got time to figure it out, but man, he can't be as bad as he's been to start the season. He's costing us games. He's costing us big time games, especially that are big for just building as a team, is what that Jets game could have been for us. It could have been a stepping stone to push us into the next echelon, and it just was not. So unfortunately, he's going to slot back in probably next game is what I would guess. But hopefully this is at least a wake-up call for him. If not, I'm not looking really within who's on the roster now. I think you're looking down where I am at Cedar Park and seeing how long is it going to take before number 6 gets ready to come up.
And that's fair to look at that, but at the same time, he hasn't been there for that long. And you want a Harley situation with Liam Bishop.
Exactly.
You don't like the second time he came up, and not the first time he came up. You don't want him to have to come up just because the Stars don't have somebody to fill a line or a role on there. You want him to force his way onto the lineup because he's playing really well. And I mean, you've seen how Bischel has been doing. How has he been doing down there?
He's leading the team in time on ice. He's the center of attention every time he steps onto the ice. The other team is always trying to get into his head as soon as the game starts. So he's had a pretty great start.
He's on his way.
He's definitely on his way. He's still having those little hiccupy mistakes that you see a rookie make. I mean, that Harley made, if you want to make the comparison even further. When Harley first tried to break into the league, it was just some stupid mistakes that he was making, just coughing the puck up. And I think that's especially bad for Bischel, who's trying to be that lockdown staunch defender. But it's just a few here and there, and I think he can get those cleaned up for sure. I think part of that's going to be the North American hockey. Him and Huru have talked about. It's kind of just weird. The spacing and the timing is a big thing for them too, is with less space, the timing that they are used to. Okay, across the blue line, I have this much time to make this decision. It's not the same on the shorter ice. So once he figures those things out and gets that consistency, which is really what this year is about for him, is consistently making the right play over and over again, so he can be a guy like Lindell, who we don't have to worry about him. He's going to make the right decision defensively, and he's going to be able to make big hits. As soon as he gets to that point, he'll be ready to go. And like you said, I think that comes with at least an extended period of time in the AHL. And right now, Dumba's making that shaky.
And it really sucks because right now the Stars have 5 defensemen again who can only play at the NHL level. Because I've been very critical of Smith in the past, and I don't think it's a coincidence that he's only played, before today he had only played in 1 game out of the last 7. I don't think that's a coincidence. And the only reason why he got back in is because another defenseman did just as badly as he did, if not worse. So it's just it stinks to see where the defense is at this point. Okay, and then so let me ask this one question. We'll leave the defense alone. We'll talk about the good things that happened in this game. But the obvious question is, if Dumba is coming back in this game, I'm assuming you take out Smith, because if I was Pete DeBoer, I'm not taking out Nils Lundqvist because he doesn't deserve to be taken out, and he's played really well. So what do the D pairings look like at that point? Do you just have 2 righties on the bottom pairing?
No, the D pairings go right back the way they were before. I mean, that's what's
you think Dumba
supposed
will
to
go
work.
Back up to the top?
Dumba's making $4 million a year. He's getting paid and was brought in to be the top pairing defender. So if he's not going to be that, we should take him out and we should bring up Bischel. That's what we should do. But having 2 right-handed people and 2 left-handed people on different pairings, I mean, that just goes against the whole reason why we're doing what we did this offseason with the defensemen. So I think you let it try and work itself out. The only problem with it so far is that Dumba sucks. That's the only problem. So to me, the solution is Dumba, stop sucking.
Stop sucking.
Click. That's the answer. It's not try and screw with everything else.
Okay, that's fair enough. I don't like the idea of switching something up when it worked well tonight. I mean, the defensive pairings were great tonight. I thought they played well. So, all right, enough of that. Let's talk about the offensive lines here tonight. Dang, Mason Marchment. I mean, what a game for him. He looked extremely confident out there on the ice tonight. I think he gets 5 points here tonight. Was it 2 goals, 3 assists, or 1 goal, 4 assists, something like that?
I think it was just 1 goal, but he did have a bunch of assists.
Yes, 4 assists tonight, and making plays that made him look like Rope Hintz and Stankoven and Johnson out there. He just like, I can be a dangler when I want to be. How was his game tonight?
I mean, Marchment was fantastic. That whole line, Duchesne, Marchment, Seguin, has just been unbelievable to start the season so far. Absolutely love what they're doing. And like me and James mentioned a couple of games ago, they don't even have to all be together now for them to keep going. They're playing good even when one guy's out for a game or two. So these guys have just clicked together. This re-signing by Duchesne is just like last season. Duchesne was the best offseason signing. It's again going to be the best offseason signing. The exact same deal, but he's playing even better and he's more comfortable. Yeah, Duchesne's incredible so far. That whole line's been great.
I'm surprised he didn't want longer than just a year. And I think the Stars would have given it to him, honestly.
Well, he doesn't want to play for just $4 million for a year is what it is. Yeah, but that's all the Stars could offer him.
Fair enough. Okay. And he's got a chance to win here. So the O-lines work tonight. And the thing that I noticed about them tonight specifically, Chris, let's talk about the style for me at least. In the game on Saturday, it looked like they were trying too hard to do too many things. And at least in the first period, and they got more creative as the game went on, because you have a big giant lead. You're allowed to do things like that. But especially in the first period, all 4 lines were kind of doing the same thing. It was a very aggressive forecheck. And that was one of the things that Razor even mentioned as I was thinking about it, was that this is probably one of the best forechecking games that we've seen from the Dallas Stars, especially early in the first period.
Yep, for sure. It was absolutely, and I think that's absolutely response to what happened in the Jets game. Like you said, they're trying to be too cute with it. They're trying to play like they were in playoff form and could make all these passes and could move around the zone with ease. And they just got to shut up, turn off their brains, and skate. And that's what they did to start this game. They skated all over them.
And it wasn't just like it wasn't just like only the fourth line did it. It was all four lines were doing very similar things throughout that first period. So it's awesome to see, and I hope they continue that. They need to keep that momentum moving forward when it comes to the style of hockey that they play, because it works for them, especially on the road. That's the way that they need to play, and they need to continue that aggressive forecheck.
Yep,
Um,
agreed.
the other thing I really want to talk about in the positive was the power play. I know we didn't score as much as I would have liked, but it
50% ain't
looked.
bad.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly. But it was very good.
Yeah.
I was actually very, very impressed with the amount of puck movement that they were able to do. It was quick. When it looked like they were in a pickle, they were very easily able to do just a couple of quick passes and got it out of their own out of harm's way to where they were able to keep it in the zone. And the other thing is they didn't look for the perfect pass tonight either. It was just like, okay, here's an opening. Okay, I'm gonna take a shot. We'll see what we get. Maybe there's a rebound. We can blow past Nedeljkovic or Bloomquist or whoever. And that's what I really like tonight. And we need to see more of that, especially when the Stars are kind of struggling like they have been the last 5 games.
Yep, good movement without the puck too, sliding in and out of the slot area, making room in the slot area too, fighting for that space right in front of the crease. They did a good job without the puck tonight on the power play as well.
Another guy we need to talk about is Mr. Logan Stankoven, who is continuing to lead the NHL rookie scoring title. I think he's up by 3 or 4 now over Matvey Michkov, who is the front runner to win the Calder. But Logan Stankoven, if he keeps his totals up like that, even in a small market like Dallas, he's going to make himself known to the rest of the national media that he probably deserves the Calder.
Yeah, if he wins scoring, if he wins the scoring title for rookies, I think he'll get it.
And he though it's not just the fact that he has been scoring at torrent paces. And it doesn't matter what line he's on. He's played on the third line with Johnston and Ben, and then he's played on the top line with Rope and Robo. And it doesn't matter who he's played with, he's been productive. So I mean, that there alone shows that he's a driver for this team right now. And the other thing is just, again, his motor. His motor is just constant. It never is going down. It's unrelenting. It's fun to watch. He's so much fun to have on this team right now.
Yeah, and I'll segue this into another topic I think we should talk about. I hope they put him back on the top line. I don't like having Dodonov up there. I know that line is supposed to be and is going to be driven by Rope and Robertson and what they do and how they score goals. Tonight, neither of them get a point. They didn't look like the most dangerous line for the Stars. Obviously, that would be the Sagan line. And yeah, we've had a couple of games now with Dodonov up there, and it just hasn't looked good, I don't think. And I thought that line looked best and that Rope and Robertson looked best when Stankoven was up there. And I think he brings them that energy, like you're saying, and kind of that desperation to score that I feel like Rope and Robertson
urgency. Or I think a better word would be urgency. I don't think they're desperate necessarily to score goals, but I think they need to be definitely more urgent. And maybe they are getting to that point.
They're going to be desperate soon.
Yeah, because I mean, like what Robo? This is like, I don't think Robo had a point tonight, did he?
Neither of them had a point
in a game that we win 7-1. That's nuts.
We scored a touchdown and an extra point, and our top 2 players didn't score.
That blows my mind. For me at least. So and again, this is something I speculated on last night, Chris, but do you think they're still kind of nursing some injuries that have kind of started the beginning of the year? I mean, I don't know another way to explain this.
Rope isn't. Robertson might be, but with the deal with his foot, but the way he scores goals isn't by skating past people and scoring on them. He scores goals by getting in the right position and having a wicked shot. That's how he scores goals. So I think that's a lame excuse, even if it is mildly true for Robertson.
Another guy that's kind of been snake bit a little bit lately, though, Chris, is Wyatt Johnston. He does get the goal tonight, and it was what's the word I'm thinking of? It was stubborn. He was like, this one's going in the back of the net. I'm so sick of these things not going in. And he didn't even look all that excited. He was just like, yeah, that should. he looked
Yeah.
he honestly looked
He looked
mad when it
pissed.
went into the net. Yes. He's had so many chances the last 2 weeks that have not gone in for him. And even in the game tonight, he probably could have had 2 or 3 goals.
Yeah, right in the first period when the game was still a game, he had one go bar and out. So yeah, he's super snake bitten. The difference between him and Rope and Robo is that Johnson still looks like he's playing well, and he looks like he's been due, and he finally earned his way to get one, and he literally had to shove that one in. It felt like so. Hopefully he gets going now.
Yeah, and Robo and Rope kind of look almost invisible at points. Like I have not seen the same burst of speed from Hints that we've seen in the past, and we need to see more of that. Okay, penalty kill did fine tonight. Nothing really there that I'd like to discuss. I mean, for you, what'd you think?
No, I mean,
just like expected. They did what they were supposed to do.
well, I mean, our penalty kill looked like a power play.
There were so many odd man rushes that we had tonight that I was just like, really? Like, how do we not
Yeah.
get a shot
And,
off on that?
and that many odd man rushes, I mean, that's the Jets bad more than the Stars good. Scoring on the odd man rushes, you can give that to Stars good. But yeah, not the Jets are bad. Penguins were bad. Yeah, the Penguins sucked.
Yep. Okay, anything else we need to talk about? Because I guess we could talk about Otter for a little bit. I don't blame him for the game on Saturday, Chris. He looked better tonight. He played a lot better tonight than he did on Saturday. But what did you think of his game tonight?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good bounce back. Gets over 950 save percentage again, so we like that. It's not his fault what happened against the Jets, but
he definitely didn't help, though.
If you're getting paid $8 million, you should have more of an impact than that, for sure.
He's not yet. So, not yet.
And he's signed on the dotted line. That's what I'm holding him
to. Well, we'll see where the Stars go from here. They play again on Wednesday, and that's when I believe Thursday. They're handing back Thursday.
They're playing in Boston.
Man, my days are completely off here. I'm sorry. They're playing in Dallas against Boston, and it was a good game for the Stars the last time they played the Boston Bruins. So we'll see how that goes this time around. But before we close it out here tonight, biggest winner, biggest loser, Chris, who you got and why?
I'll take the easiest one. Mason Marchment, his best game. Like you said, he looked so confident tonight. He just knew everything he did was going to work, and it pretty much did.
I'll give it to 2 guys. I'll give it to Stankoven as an honorable mention, but I'll give it to Miro because I think Miro needed this game tonight, especially on the offensive side of the puck. I'm hoping that uncorks the bottle of wine for him and allows him to more freely go out there and score like we know he can. Because, he gets 2 goals tonight? I think he had at least 1 assist. Or was it just the 2 goals?
My brain's not working. Hold on. Yeah, just the 2 goals.
Really? That's it?
Yeah, but it was a +4, so that's notable.
And then who's your biggest loser? Did you already say your biggest loser?
No, my biggest loser is Blomqvist. I mean, yikes.
Jeez,
what a start that was. I mean, they said he's a rookie, right? So that's a good way to get out of here pretty quick.
Well, let's pump the brakes on him a little bit. It's not entirely his fault because he shouldn't have been put into this situation. Right now, the goaltending is absolutely atrocious in Pittsburgh. Like Tristan Jarry, I think he has an 838 save percentage. And then Nedeljkovic, even though Nedeljkovic was better after the first period, he's still at a 886, I think, for his save percentage. And Bloomquist coming into this game tonight, he was the only one that had over a 900. And I think it was 920 something, even though he had a losing record. So I think he overplayed in the short amount of games that he has played. But tonight was really, 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 really rough for him.
2 for 5 on saves, especially after that first stinker he gave up.
That first goal should have never gone in.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Honestly, the third one shouldn't either. It was from right on top of the crease. Why is he not on top of the puck?
He was screened a little bit, I think. There was a lot of traffic in front, so I don't blame him on that one. But the first one, absolutely. That one can never go in.
Yeah.
Anyways, for me, for the biggest loser for me, I guess I got to give it to Matt Dumba, just for the fact that you take him out of the lineup, and I know this is not the only reason why the Stars did well tonight. There was other aspects in the game, but you take him out, and the Stars win the game 7-1.
And not
I
only
mean,
that, but then your partner gets his first 2 goals of the year when you're not
right,
on the ice, and it's
exactly,
like,
exactly,
ugh.
and it's one game, so but at the same time, there's going to be a lot of Stars fans over the next couple of days that are going to point to this game and be like, see, Matt Dumba should not be playing on that top line. And now
And right
Matt
now
Dumba,
they're right.
yeah, and they're all right. Yeah. So now Matt Dumba, instead of, he had a lot of chemistry at the beginning of training camp with Miro, and he was playing pretty well with him the first couple games of the season. And we were all like, okay, maybe we could see this kind of work. And he's making the $4 million, so he's got to be there. But now he's on the opposite side. Now he's going to have to build up that trust with the coaching staff and with the Stars fans, and him kind of defiantly saying that he deserves that number 2 spot.
Yeah, and just so all you Stars fans know, ain't nobody taking that contract. So you're not trading Matt Dumba.
No,
Good luck.
and especially this early, you don't trade.
No,
You don't
not this
trade,
early,
not
especially.
especially
Yeah,
not this
I'm
early.
just
Yeah.
telling all the ones holding out hope that he goes at trade deadline. Not gonna happen.
Quick question: do the Stars go out and get someone at trade deadline?
Man, I hope so.
I think they. I feel like they have to. At
They
this
will.
point.
They've got a lot of cap space, and there's even some other moves they can still make too. So yeah, they're gonna get somebody something at the trade deadline. Probably not a right-handed defenseman, because apparently if you're decent and you play with your right hand in the NHL, they just throw money at you. So probably not one of those, but we'll get something.
All right. Anything else, Chris?
Nope, I think that does it. I think the Penguins are bad, Cowboys are worse, but the Stars are good, so we're happy.
that was very creative how you brought in the Cowboys there. That was very good. On a personal note for me, just for my job, I am going with the Farmersville High School band to the state marching band contest on Wednesday, so I'm really excited for that. So look for on my personal social media pages if you want to, about how all that goes. I'll be posting about that. But that's kind of where I've been the last couple of weeks. So I'm very sorry for those of you that have been asking for me and wondering where I've been. I've just been very busy with the job, and it's been absolutely crazy nuts. And I'm hopefully it will slow down here in the next couple of weeks.
That should end in 2 days. So
Should.
you're expected at every game after that, and if you're not, you're fired.
Oh, I don't know about that. We'll see. Anyways, guys, thank you guys so much for following along with us live here tonight. We've had up to 22 of you guys live with us. As always, thank you. DraftKings, Game Time, and Raycon, promo code THPN. StarcasticRemarks.com is the website. Leave us a 5-star review anywhere you listen to our podcast. Follow us on all of our social media platforms. And as always, leave us a 5-star review, especially on Apple Podcasts. It's the best way to help us grow. Alongside Chris, my name's Ryan. We'll catch you guys on the flip side, and we hope you guys have a fantastic morning, afternoon, evening, whenever you guys are listening. I'm actually excited because I haven't gotten to do this in a while. Chris, can you do us a favor, and can you take us out, please?
GG, boys.